All right, more than 10 months after the 2020 presidential election, it's once again been confirmed that President Joe Biden won a key Arizona county. CBS News has obtained a draft of a report about a controversial Republican-led ballot review in Maricopa County. It found a vote count nearly identical to what was previously confirmed, with Mr. Biden coming out on top. The final report is expected to be released to the state Senate later today. Well, Adam Brewster has been following this story. He's here to discuss. Thanks for joining us, Adam. Other than asserting that these votes were counted accurately and Biden did in fact win Arizona, what are some of the other findings in this report draft?
Some of the findings in the report draft sort of walk through some issues that the contractors working on the report found with, election administration issues or processes or issues that they had with the county, sort of getting some of the data that they needed to answer some of the questions that they say that they still have. Now, we don't quite know yet how the final report will differ from that today. There's also some recommendations that it makes. Some of those recommendations are either things that Arizona actually already does, or they are recommending things that Arizona not do things that they already do not do. But of course, the takeaway that many people have had from this draft report is that the hand count showed a similar result to the official canvass, the official tally that was certified more than 10 months ago, or nearly 10 months ago, that showed President Biden won Maricopa County, the state's largest county, one of the biggest counties in the country. It's home to Phoenix. The Republican chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, someone who has been a vocal critic of this process and who has defended the election that the county ran during 2020, said, this should be the final word. This is it. This is the end of the story. Anything else besides the fact that the tabulation was accurate is nonsense, is what he said.
And we should mention this report commissioned by Republicans. It was conducted by an outside party, a cybersecurity firm called Cyber Ninjas. Maricopa County did tweet out that this draft is, quote, littered with errors and faulty conclusions about how the county conducted the election. What errors are they referring to?
The county has said that they're planning to go through sort of point by point and knock down some of the allegations that are sitting out there in the report. This is something that they've done at other points. And as you mentioned, this is a firm, Cyber Ninjas, a cybersecurity firm that was not experienced in conducting these sort of, official federally and state sanctioned election audits that are conducted after elections around the country. And they've run into some issues throughout the way. In the very beginning, there were some problems getting off the ground, and, there were issues with, things like the colors of pens that they were allowed to use. There were many reports from election experts and observers about some of the processes that they were taking. There's been some confusion as they've given updates along the way about some of their understanding of the way that Arizona does elections. So certainly the county, has looked through this. Some election experts have looked through it and expressed some skepticism about some of those findings. It's going to take a little bit of time to kind of go through and look at some of those exact issues and point out whether, they were valid issues or something that, is not what it appears to be.
And Adam, who are the Cyber Ninjas, the cybersecurity firm that conducted this ballot review?
It's a cybersecurity firm from Florida. They were announced as the contractor back in March. There were a lot of people who raised eyebrows and were concerned about that. The CEO, before they were hired, it has been widely reported, was spreading election conspiracies on conspiracy theories on Twitter and other social media. And he said he was not going to be biased. He was going to go into this, with eyes wide open and give it a fair shot and give it the fair shake. But certainly they are a firm whose credentials were questioned. They say that they were equipped to handle this and to conduct something and perhaps give it a fresh set of eyes compared to, people who are more entrenched in elections.
Moving forward, today, the final draft, the final report is expected to be released. Are we expecting any changes or differences with the draft that was released?
We'll certainly have to wait to see. A spokeswoman for the audit said, this isn't the final report. Other spokespeople for the audit have told other media outlets, that's not the final report that's out there. There were several of these drafts that have been circulating and were circulating in Arizona political circles yesterday. And so it remains to be seen what exactly will be out there today. Some of the review's loudest supporters, have gone out there and said Friday will still be a big day, a day of consequence. There's a lot of information coming out. That's certainly a refrain we've heard before from people who have pushed, theories about the election and the way that it was conducted. So it sort of remains to be seen, but there will be a lot of eyes on what they have to say later this afternoon in the Arizona Senate.
And Adam, before you go, a quick question about similar reviews that are beginning in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Can you explain what's happening in those states?
These are sort of a next step, a next level of states that are sort of starting these state-sanctioned, legislative ordered reviews of their 2020 election. They've been kicking around for a few months. They're starting to pick up in earnest. In Pennsylvania, the state Senate issued subpoenas for election information last week. They've said that they are looking at hiring a third-party vendor to help with their review of the election. Democrats are sort of fighting those subpoenas in court. In Wisconsin, a former state Supreme Court justice has been appointed by the Republican Assembly Speaker in Wisconsin to look back at the 2020 election there. Both in Pennsylvania and in Wisconsin, they say, this isn't about looking back and trying to overturn 2020, but it's about looking at what happened there, trying to shore up confidence, see if there are any changes that need to be made going forward. But certainly some of the clerks and those who were involved administering the elections are frustrated that this conversation continues to happen when results have shown time and time again in legal battles, in post-election audits, that the results were accurate and that President Biden won those states.
Adam, as you said, these reviews are time-consuming, they're expensive, but hopefully, ultimately, they will restore faith for many in our democracy, in our election process. Adam, thank you.
Thank you.